Hi, I'm Peter Batty, and in this video I'm going to do a quick review of a really cool website I found recently called NatureEye. And what they let you do is fly a high-end drone at one of a number of interesting locations around the world and control it from your laptop wherever you happen to be. So I'm in Denver, Colorado, and I decided to do a flight over a place called Elephant Sands in Botswana, as I was interested in choosing a location where I could shoot some wildlife, but other interesting locations include flying over a volcano in Iceland, flying over Machu Picchu. So there's a pretty cool selection of places that you can go. So I'm going to show you a speeded up recording of my flight. Well, I just speed up a few sections and then, but it will take about 7 minutes versus the 30 minutes it took in real time. They'll give you a good idea of the experience and how the controls work and so on. And then once that video is run, I'll come back and add a few more comments and quickly show you a few of the pictures I took.
Okay, so you've got control. You should be getting a launch button at the bottom middle of your screen.
Yeah.
And once you're ready, we can take off.
Okay, cool.
Okay, perfect. So the drone's going to go up to 50 meters by itself, and then I'm just going to ask once it gets to 50 meters, if we can just lift it up to about 85, between 85 and 100 meters. So if we do find animals, we don't disturb them.
Yeah, sure.
And then, yeah, we can just fly straight ahead. And then we do also, because it's not that hot, it works quite well. We've got an infrared option to try and locate some animals. If you wanna try that out.
Oh yeah, I did.
You'll see.
I think I saw that on a video up here. Is it?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So you'll see. So I think that you'll see it in the distance on the left-hand side. There's like little yellow dots.
Yeah.
Even right in the road ahead of us.
Oh yeah.
Those
Yeah.
look like animals. So if we fly to one of those yellow dots, we might get lucky.
Yeah.
Looks like there's one right in the road ahead of us. So there's actually
something
right there in the road.
On the road there, yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. If you double click on it with the mouse,
Yeah.
it should center the. Yeah, there we go.
And then should we zoom the camera?
Yeah, we're still quite far away.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we
So
can fly closer.
Yeah. Just have a little look. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Our first elephant.
Yeah, he's on his way to the main watering hole.
Yeah.
Here by the lodge. So we'll get to that one as well later on in the flight.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Should we fly forward a little more, or just watch him for a bit, or?
Yeah, it's completely up to you. We can hover above him if you want, or we can just stay here and watch him come toward us.
Yeah. Is 10 times the biggest zoom, or oh no, it does go a bit further.
Yeah, it goes up to about 40, but when you get to about 28, it starts getting a bit blurry.
Yeah. Pretty cool. What's the make of the drone?
So it's a DJI Mavic 3T.
Okay. And
Yeah.
does that come with the big zoom camera as a standard thing, or is that something you guys add or whatever?
No, so I think it's completely standard. It comes with thermal as well. It's standard like that.
Yeah. No, cool. No, that's quite good word in there.
So what we can do, we can maybe switch the thermal on and just do like a 360 and see if anything pops up.
Yeah.
If nothing pops up, then we can go to the next watering hole.
Yeah.
So there looks like there's something on the top there. So we can switch the thermal off and zoom in first, because it could also just be like an anthill or something.
Yeah.
So I think
Oh, the cameras are...
Yeah, it should be somewhere around there.
Like here or so. Oh, there's something.
Oh, there's the giraffe.
Giraffe, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, well spotted.
Yeah, so it looks like a male with a female and a baby.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, there's the baby down there. Oh, great. Yeah, I was in South Africa last year on a sort of photo safari trip. Got some quite nice giraffe pictures there. Cool to see them from a different perspective here. Oh, so have you haven't lost any drones or anything, and are you bringing it down? Oh, it's just
No,
down there.
not yet.
Good.
But the GPS and stuff on these drones are quite good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the app seems pretty good. It seems relatively foolproof, and having you there too, it seems like a good setup.
Yeah. Right. Sorry for the commotion with the horses. Yeah. Thank you for flying with me today. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot, Michael. It was cool.
I
Yeah.
will. Thank you. And then I'll upload all the photos you guys took onto the NatureEye website, and you should be able to find them there within the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah. All right, great. Well, really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and we'll probably do it again sometime. So I think that clip gave you a pretty good impression of the overall experience, and I certainly really enjoyed the flight. I think the controls worked extremely well. Everything was very smooth technically, and even if you have never flown a drone before, the controls are very intuitive, and it's all set up to be fairly foolproof. There's a little tutorial simulator that they get you to run through beforehand that gets you familiar with the controls, but say it's really very easy to learn. And then I found that an interesting thing is I do fly my own drone, quite an experienced drone pilot, and the feeling was very much identical to flying a drone locally, so it very much felt like the same experience as I'm looking at the screen, seeing what the drone camera is looking at and controlling it. And so that felt just the same, even though the drone was on the far side of the world rather than taking off right next to me. So that was an interesting aspect of the whole thing. And then this particular drone has a few nice extra capabilities that you don't get on most drones. in particular, the big zoom lens is really critical to be able to photograph wildlife without disturbing the animals, that you don't have on most sort of mid-end or lower-end drones. This was a high-end professional Mavic 3T drone that cost about $5,000. And then the other really nice addition it had was this thermal camera, which, as you saw in the video, enabled us to identify some animals from further away and then fly over to see them. So those two features are both, really great additions for being able to capture wildlife well. And then, as you saw, I took a few pictures as we went along, so I'll just show you a few of the pictures that I downloaded. Here I'm looking at them in Lightroom, and so these are 12 megapixel images, 4,000 across by 3,000 pixels down. So here you can see a wide angle shot with the elephant just in the curve in the middle of the road there if you look closely. And then as we zoom in, this is taken pretty much straight after, but that's I think using a 10 times zoom on the camera. And then the elephant was walking down further towards us, and we flew up a bit further towards him as well. And so here, we're straight above him, and you could see quite good detail here. You can see his left tusk is quite broken off. The right one's maybe broken a little bit too, but it's a lot longer. You can see the dust on his back, which Michael commented on. He'd been rolling around in the sand. And so, as a fairly serious wildlife photographer, I wouldn't say I got any award-winning images, but there's certainly a good record of what we saw. But I have quite a few ideas on things that I'd like to do on future flights to try and get even more interesting images. So I think that being on a sunny day would help, and ideally close to sunrise or sunset, so you have quite long shadows. So I think that gives you quite good opportunity if you're taking pictures from above to get interesting images if you can get a shadow of the animal on a sort of clear background. So I think that's certainly one thing I'll look for in future trips. But anyway, so overall it was a really fun experience, and I definitely plan to fly again. And I thought I'd just add a few more comments from a broader perspective, because I really like this idea in general or in various ways, that I think it's a way of letting a lot more people engage with wildlife in an interesting way, see real animals in the wild, but in a way that's very lightweight. It's inexpensive compared to really going to see the animals in the wild. It costs $95 for that half-hour flight. You don't have to fly anywhere in real life with the environmental and financial costs of that. And then also it's very low impact on the animals. People tend to instinctively think that drones are going to harass animals, but with this type of drone and the height that you fly it at, the animals are not even aware it's there, so it's a lot less impact than something like a Land Rover on a traditional safari. So those are both good aspects of it. And then NatureEye says that they contribute, I think, around half the cost to the local organisation, and a good portion of that goes towards conservation. So I think there's a lot of great potential in terms of this as a sort of awareness and conservation tool to help preserve wilderness areas, but let more people get involved with them, but without the sort of downside of having too many people travelling there and directly interfering with the animals and that kind of thing. So anyway, overall I think it's a really interesting idea. It was a lot of fun, and I recommend you give it a try. NatureEye.com, and I'll plan to report back here on any future flights I take, and I'm planning to do a few more fairly soon. And I'm also planning to post other content around nature photography on this channel, so feel free to like and subscribe and check back for future content. Thanks for watching.